If you're trying to eat cleaner, you don't need more complicated recipes. You need some simple ones that you're actually gonna stick to and that taste good. This is one of mine. High protein, super easy to make, and built with Asian leaning flavors, so it actually tastes good enough to eat on repeat. Today, we're making caramelized sweet potato, seasoned ground beef, and a steamed broccoli bowl. I'll show you a few small techniques that turn some basic ingredients into something that's way better. For the full ingredient list, check the description box below, but enough talking, let's get cooking. So the first thing we gotta do is get our sweet potato in the oven because that's gonna take the longest. With the sweet potato, I like to make sure that the sweet potato is clean because the sweet potato is gonna go onto the plate with the skin. I'm not gonna eat the skin, but it's gonna go onto the plate. So make sure that you're washing your sweet potatoes before you cut them and throw them in the oven. I'm gonna trim off the root end of the sweet potato. It gets a little ratty, so I always like to cut off just the ends where no matter how much you clean it, it gets a little rough. Now, once it's clean, I'm gonna take my knife and we're gonna split the sweet potato in half. So now I got my 2 equal sweet potato halves. So these are gonna go on a baking tray lined with aluminum foil and parchment paper. After they're done cooking, it's gonna be like a big caramelized mess on here. And so rather than scrub down the baking trays, I like to just line it with aluminum foil and use parchment paper to make sure that it's non-stick and we get that nice caramelized surface that we're looking for. The beauty of these sweet potatoes is they don't need a lot. We're gonna take a little bit of olive oil. I'm gonna drizzle it just over the top of each one. And now hit it with a little salt and pepper. Now with just my hand, I'm just gonna go in there and just rub it all just to make sure the surface is all nice and well coated. So now I'm gonna put these cut side down, and I like to just rub in just like whatever salt and pepper and oil hit the bottom of those. And then I'll just take my hands and just coat the outside of the skin, even though we're not gonna eat the skin. I have my oven heated to 425 degrees. These sweet potatoes like a high heat. They're gonna go in there for about 30 to 45 minutes until the natural sugars are gonna start to leave the sweet potato and they're gonna caramelize on the baking tray, and then we're gonna know that these are really nice. So about 30 to 45 minutes, 425 degrees. While the sweet potatoes in the oven, we're gonna continue our prep. We're just gonna prep a couple things. We got these scallions or green onions, or recently I heard these are also called spring onions. So you can call them scallions, green onions, or spring onions based upon where you are in this wonderful world. And a couple cloves of garlic. So here I got 3 big cloves of garlic. So for the scallions, what we're gonna do is first we're gonna trim off the ends. The ends of scallions are usually like a little ratty. I mean, you could probably eat them, but I usually like to just trim off just the ends just so we get a nice fresh cut. And so now with nice sharp knife on an angle, I always like to push down the scallions. It makes them a little easier to cut. We're gonna start to slice them. We're gonna use the greens for a garnish, and we're gonna put the whites inside the dish. So once I cut my greens, I'll take these, we'll push these aside. And now with the rest of the scallion, I like to line up the root ends just so we all end at the same place. And now I'll take these whites and I'll chop them down and then just discard the root ends. And now for our garlic, we gotta peel it and mince it. So easiest way for just a couple cloves always to make that little pop, roll it in your hands, and the skin comes right off. You don't have to crush the garlic clove. You just need to just like pop the skin off the meat, give it a little bit of friction, and the end comes right off. So pop, roll, and nice and clean. So now we're gonna trim off the root end, crush each clove, and put a fine mince on this garlic. And you could tone up or tone down the garlic. I tend to use more garlic than the average person. I've also heard that that's a sign of being a bad cook, so I guess I'm not too good. But I just really like the flavor of garlic. And I think it really like brightens up a lot of things, then really makes food taste good. If you're not a garlic person, I don't really think you're watching my videos because I think I use garlic in almost every single recipe if I can. The last thing we gotta prep is this broccoli that we're gonna steam. So we're gonna cut the florets off of it. The easiest way to cut the florets off of broccoli is turn the broccoli crown upside down and just run your knife and just pop off the florets. they come off really easy and you're gonna be left with the broccoli stem. But we're not gonna throw it out because I love trimming up this broccoli stem and using it like inside eggs. Just a wonderful like little side ingredient that a lot of people throw out. And I'm even guilty of throwing it out myself, but I think that we could take this and use it because in these tough economic times, you gotta use everything you paid for. So all of these florets are about the same. Usually you'll get like one that's like a little big. The best thing you could do is put your knife right in between and turn, and the floret will like break clean without having to chop up any of like the top of the broccoli. And I'm just working my way around the broccoli, making sure that I'm not getting too much stem. And when I get to the top, that's where you usually get like the one big one. And then again, I'll just take my knife and I'll push it right through the middle of the stem and just give it a little turn, and the broccoli will break rather than cut. Because you want the florets to be about equal size. You don't want to have any that are too big. Like I think this one's a little big, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put my knife right in the middle. You can see how it's like right inside that stem, and I'll just give like the knife a turn to break the broccoli floret, and now you got these two far more equal size ones. Everything else here looks pretty good. And now with these broccoli stems, before I put them away, I usually like to cut them. I'll just kind of cut them down into like almost like broccoli French fries. Recently I've been using them a lot, just chopping them up and just like throwing them on my eggs for like extra fiber. They fry up really easy. You gotta use everything we can. You know, I could also take this and put this inside my stock bag, but I find that I can use this in the next couple days and I'll eat this within a day or two, just making some omelets. So now that all our prep's done, let's head over to the stove and start cooking our ground beef. So here I got a lean ground beef. So this is a 93.7, so 93% lean, only 7% fat. That's a pretty nice lean beef. So we're gonna have to add some cooking fat to the pan. I got my cast iron pan hot over like a medium high heat. You can see the smoke starting to come off it. That just means the pan's ready. So we're gonna add a little bit of oil to the pan, and then we're gonna take our crumbled ground beef and add it to the pan. I like to crumble it up just a little bit so it makes it easier to break up. But I'm also gonna add it to the pan and make sure that we get like a nice sear on the beef. Getting a little bit of a sear on this beef, so I'm gonna put it in here and leave it like almost like untouched so we get like a little crust, is gonna add just really wonderful flavor to this. So once this goes in the pan, I'm just gonna give it just like a little light press down, and then I'm just not gonna touch it for a couple of minutes so we get like a nice crust on the outside. So once you can see that a lot of it's been cooked, if we like flip it over, you can see that we got some really nice like brown color on there. That's kind of like what we're after, and that's gonna add a lot of flavor to this meat. And you can't like redo that step. Once you get this browning, it's either there or it's not. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start to crumble the ground beef by just taking my spatula and start to just break up all the chunks. At this point, we're not gonna get any more browning on the meat. It's gonna be really hard. So that's why I'm really emphasizing that initial browning step. So I'm just gonna keep breaking this up until it comes down to like a nice like crumbly consistency. If you have like one of those like ground beef crumblers, this would be the time to use it, but I'm not a big gadget guy, so I just do it old school with the spatula and just keep aiming for the big chunks until it's all broken down to the consistency that I'm looking for. So now we're gonna season with a pinch or two of salt. Ground beef loves salt and pepper. So now I'm gonna add my scallion whites and my garlic. I like to add the scallion whites just a little bit before the garlic because they just need just a little bit more time to cook. And remember, everything's hot in the pan, but the bottom is the hottest. So you can't just like throw stuff on the top. You gotta mix it into whatever it is that you're cooking. Same thing with the garlic. So now I'm gonna give this a mix and cook this until you could like start to smell the garlic and the garlic becomes fragrant. Garlic lets you know when it's done. And at this point, just the smell of seared beef, garlic, and onions smell so good. So now let's start to throw in some flavor. We're gonna throw in some smoked paprika. It's gonna give us a nice smoky flavor that's really just gonna pair really nicely and complement the ground beef. And the great thing about spices is spices add no calories, but big flavor. So now we're gonna put in a little low sodium soy sauce. Now soy sauce is umami, and so is beef, so they like really enhance like that umami flavor that everybody loves. It's a flavor that's just very unknown, but it's the flavor that everybody's looking for, and basically almost every savory dish is that umami flavor. And this ground beef is basically done. So we're gonna shut the heat off. And now I'm gonna put in a little sesame oil. Sesame oil is just a flavoring oil. You don't need to put it on towards the beginning. In fact, you're almost trying not to. A little bit at the end gives it all the flavor that it needs. So this ground beef is good. So while our sweet potatoes are cooking, let's make our broccoli. Here I'm gonna use one of my current go-to favorite things in the kitchen is this bamboo steamer. So here I'm just gonna use the single layer. It's got a nice tight fitting lid. And what I do is I take this like 10-inch pan, we put like a little bit of water on the bottom, and this sits nicely right above that water. I'm gonna heat the water up over like a medium heat, so it's gonna come to a boil pretty quickly, and then we're gonna steam our broccoli. So while the water's heating up, I'm gonna take my broccoli florets and I'm just gonna arrange them in the steamer. This is starting to be one of my go-to ways to make vegetables because it allows you to make vegetables fast, easy, and I don't have to add like any calories. And all I'm doing is putting water in a pan. So I don't want to overcrowd my steamer. I'm gonna add just enough florets that they're not overcrowded, and it allows the steam to move around. So you could see even just while I was putting the florets in there, the water is already starting to steam. So over like a medium heat, because you want like a pretty aggressive steam going. I wouldn't put this on a simmer. It's probably like more like a medium. I'm gonna put my lid on top and we're gonna check these in about 5 minutes. So after about 5-6 minutes, this broccoli is glowing green. You can see how cooked it is, just the color has changed. You could just take a knife and just like poke it through like a thick stem of the broccoli, and if it passes through without any resistance, you can assume that the broccoli's pretty good. I like my broccoli a little on the crispier side, so I don't want it super mushy. I don't like to overcook it. And also too, the broccoli is gonna continue to cook even after we take it off the steamer. So we took the heat off. I'm just gonna move the pan over here onto the cold burner. The steam will come through a little bit. The broccoli will continue to cook, but it's basically all done. So these sweet potatoes have been in the oven for about 45 minutes. I know that they're good because if you look at the outside, you could see how like the sugars have left and started to caramelize. When you start to see like dark caramelization like that, that's kind of a really good sign that when we flip these, we're gonna get exactly what we're looking for. All right, so if I flip one of these sweet potatoes, we should see a nice, beautiful caramelized surface. Like, look how awesome that looks. This is one of the best ways to make sweet potatoes. It also shows just how awesome sweet potatoes are because they need so little. And without this parchment paper, these would get like really stuck like on the aluminum baking tray or just on the aluminum foil. So that's really why I like to use the parchment paper. So these are crazy hot for now. So let's put these aside and let's make a little sauce that I like to dress up this bowl with. And this sauce is optional, but I really like it because it really dresses the bowl up, doesn't add a whole lot of calories, and tastes super awesome. So a lot of the same ingredients that we put inside the ground beef. So we're gonna take a little soy sauce, a little honey for some sweetness, a little bit of a rice vinegar. And I got asked a question about rice vinegar in a comment, like, do I use the regular rice vinegar or the seasoned? I usually use the regular rice vinegar, so this doesn't have any sugars added to it. It's just vinegar. I have bought the seasoned stuff before and I use it sometimes, but this is just regular rice vinegar. And this is just a nice acid that complements everything in here. So just a little bit. And now a couple dashes of that same sesame oil that we put on the ground beef. We're gonna give that a mix. All we gotta do is really just let the honey dissolve in the rest of the stuff that's in here. So now that our sauce is ready and all of our components are ready, let's make our bowl. We'll give the ground beef just like a little bit of a mix before we serve it. And we'll put a nice healthy portion of this beautiful seasoned ground beef. So you can see our broccoli is still steaming. I'm gonna take just a sprinkle of salt over the top of the broccoli. That's all this needs. And so now we'll take a bunch of these florets and put them in the dish. You know, everybody under eats vegetables, so this is where you want to start getting your veggies in because everybody's not eating enough veggies. But now we got steamed veggies, no calories, tons of nutrition. Here we're gonna take one of our halves of our sweet potatoes. So now let's take a little bit of that sauce, just a spoonful or two. And usually I like to just reserve this for the sweet potato. and a little bit on the beef, because a lot of the flavors are already in the beef. The sweet potato really ties that all together. Now we're gonna garnish with some sesame seeds. I like to go black and white. I just think it looks better. So little sprinkle of some black sesame seeds on everything. And now some white sesame seeds. And now those scallions that we cut up before, just right on the ground beef. And if you want to, on the sweet potato too. And now how amazing does this ground beef, sweet potato, and steamed broccoli bowl look? If this is healthy eating, you're gonna stick to it. You're not gonna even believe it's healthy because it tastes that good. This smells really good. It looks fantastic. Let's try it. Let's see how we did. Let's see if we can get a little bit of everything on one bite. So first, let's get a little scoop of this sweet potato. So like once sweet potato's cooked, like look how wonderfully like soft it is. And my favorite parts are like those like caramelized edges. So we're gonna make sure we get a little bit of that in that first bite. We'll get some of that seasoned ground beef. Let's see if we can throw a broccoli floret right on the top. So a little bit of everything on one bite. This is gonna be an epic bite. Ground beef and sweet potatoes go together so well. Especially those little caramelized edges. Oh my God, that tastes like a candy. And this is all just like really like natural, relatively like easy. It's kind of fast too. The broccoli was a couple of minutes. The ground beef only took a couple of minutes. The sweet potato was like cut it and chuck it in the oven. This is so good. And if you're struggling to eat healthy, it's because you don't have enough recipes and meals like this. Because this is flavorful, nutritious, delicious, low calorie, high protein, natural. I don't know what else you want to add on it, but it checks all the boxes. Even this steamed broccoli is like such a great addition. I've been steaming a lot of vegetables lately, and broccoli tends to be like my go-to because it tends to steam the fastest and the best, and just needs that little bit of salt at the end. And this is so good. And if you wanted to use like a higher fat ground beef, go ahead. But you know, springtime leading into summer, I like to cut a lot of my calories so I can trim up for summer. And lowering the fat inside a lot of my meat sources is an easy way to just bump down the calories so I could trim up a little bit. This is absolutely fantastic. Look at that sweet potato. That thing is still steaming. It's so good. I'm gonna eat the rest of this for my lunch. If you're into bowl recipes, check out my Jamaican jerk chicken bowl. That is a really nice protein, veggie, starch format. You're gonna love it. I'll see you there. Thanks.